God, my words tonight help us do your will now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Uh, all right, everybody. Welcome back to the shit show. It's just me and Drew tonight. Um, we're going to cover a couple of things, see what's going on out there. My understanding is going to be a war with Iran sometime soon here. Um, I don't know if that's just bullshit talk or if it's actually going to transpire, but apparently they have everything set in place to do it. They're actually talking about using nukes on Iran, like smaller ones. Look it up if you can while we're talking. See if you can find something on it. But I was listening to something just a little bit ago. They're implying that I forget. It's not like Hiroshima nukes. I can't remember what the name of it is, but smaller nuclear tactical strikes on various targets in Iran. It's a wild one. It'll be a wild one. Just so everybody knows, I'm Stacks. Wait, that's Drew. I got everything backwards. Uh, X, Rumble, YouTube. Um, Drew has an X account, but he doesn't know how to use it. He's like a boomer. Uh, Drew, you want to say hi real quick?
What's up, world? Hope everybody out there is having a good evening, and welcome to the shit show. And it is absolutely that.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I'm interested to watch the playback to see if the Matrix thing actually scrolled whenever I was saying the prayer. Um, if you can find anything on the Iran thing, let me know.
I got a bunch
It's
of stuff pulled up. I'm just trying to see what would be worth pulling up here because obviously there's a million hits coming up.
yeah.
News. I'm seeing what looks good. That isn't going to be a waste of time. So we got CNN, Fox News, U.S. Iran war could be imminent and take weeks. Source warns after lasting talks. Trump on the brink of major war with Iran as Ayatollah defies his nuclear red line. That's Daily Mail. It's a program. Okay, here, U.S. and Iran tote progress in nuclear talks as Supreme Leader warns Trump. Okay.
Apparently, Iran has walked away from the negotiations tables for some time. They wanted to have a third party there because they didn't trust the U.S. and Israel to stick to whatever they had agreed upon. And whenever the third party thing was shot down, I'm guessing by the U.S., they decided we're not coming back to talk to anybody. So yeah, it's my kids are not going to fight this war. I don't care. I don't care what they do. What's up, Patrick? Um, because that's ultimately what this comes down to is that they got to convince the war fighters to go to war. You know what I mean? They got to convince the populace to go to war. So the insinuation is that there will be some kind of false flag, so that maybe they attack first. Maybe who knows? I don't know what the plan's actually going to play out. But what is it good for? Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's
Making
one of
money.
those things. It's the fear thing. Fear, fear, fear. Be afraid. Fear, fear all the time. Like um, they've been planning on doing this for a very long time. Like this isn't new. This isn't a Trump administration thing. This is 30, 40 years in the making. They've been wanting to go to war with Iran. Uh, I don't know, dude. It's too. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Uh,
we did a show. Enough of my family and friends got grinded up and for nothing in Iraq and Afghanistan.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had a dude on that. When he talked about Ralph's a cool dude, but you could tell that messed him up. That messed him up pretty good. Like he's not. He's not okay. I guess is the easiest, nicest way to say it. You know what I mean? Like it's just they didn't need to be there. They didn't have to be there, and it's screwing up entire generations of fucking people, and it's not gonna. This isn't gonna be any different. The only difference I can see really is that uh, we get the refugees again. Because they're gonna bomb them, and then what? You know. So like the plan is now, because like Meat Cavern said, is the soldiers that go into the meat grinder. That was the plan for the longest time. Like just boots on the ground, and then that got a bad rap as far as putting boots on the ground because of the meat grinder. So now they try to stay away from saying even boots on the ground. That's like a bad word now politically. And instead of doing that, they'll do everything but that. You know what I mean? So that entails, drones, strikes. When they said nuclear strikes, I was like, holy shit.
You
Like,
know, you mentioned X before, and I'm looking on my phone, and I got a notification that's saying breaking from X, saying breaking: U.S. senators have officially called for President Trump's removal from office under the 25th Amendment. And I didn't read the article. I'm wondering if that has any correlation to, I guess, what's going on with the Iran thing, or if this is just some bullshit post.
probably
Uh,
an Epstein thing, and it's probably Democratic senators, I wouldn't doubt at
of
all.
course, absolutely.
They apparently, what I learned is that they already have the articles of impeachment drawn up for Trump and Robert Kennedy. Yeah, Robert Kennedy. uh,
I mean,
but
I want to finish what you're saying. I'm seeing something as this because this grinds my gears. Kathy Hochul gave away $5 billion to illegal immigrants, and then there's a whole article here that we could probably get into at a different time. But Blakeman, the Republican running for New York, this is a big deal. But back to what you were saying, they have these letters of impeachment already written up, just waiting for the time to drop them.
yeah, as soon as they lose the midterms, uh, Meat Cavern has a good point. Like your algorithm isn't like if you don't feed it something, uh,
It's going to throw some bull
like
out.
you'll see whatever whenever it pops up. You have to actually start following some decent things, and then maybe it's not all bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Who's will to fight anyone but each other amongst this country at this
Yeah,
point?
yeah,
Yeah,
right, right, right. There will be no fight. There will be no will to fight anyone but each other. I mean, essentially, that's what he's saying, uh, and that's true. Um, that's, I mean, listen, if the left and the right got together and could agree on one thing, that the system is screwing us, things would change at that point. But because they're able to agree on not liking each other and each other's the bad guy, that will just get more of the same constantly and never ending. As long as we're fighting each other. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I could sit down and agree with a lot of these progressive talking points of like socialism and abortion for all and everything else. But it's just like whenever they were burning down the cities. Um, they weren't burning down. They were mad at the police, but they were burning down an Arby's. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how dare the police kill somebody, and we're gonna burn down the Arby's and the AutoZone? And like, I was saying it from the beginning. I was like, if this was like legit, and you were, because it's next level stupid, but if it was like legit and coordinated, you would go and attack the government. Right? Like, that's who you're mad at, right? Like that's what you would do, right? Like so burning down the Arby's to protest the government is like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying?
they're
So
laughing at you. That's the dumbest thing you could do. Burn
yeah,
down
it's
your
like,
own
yeah, burn down your own neighborhood, burn down your own food centers, burn down your own convenience stores, and loot and rob everything, but don't actually address to the people that you're angry at. It's just, I don't know. You know how it is, dude. Like I'm on the side, and I'm watching like, why? Well, what? Why? What are you doing? Like, how does that accomplish anything? Look, it's on fire. Mostly fierly peaceful protest.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think it's mentally weak people who are frustrated and don't know what to do, so they have knee jerk idiot reactions of self destruction because that's just dumb. Move quietly. Do something that's actually going to make a change. Don't go out there and, like, burn down your local shopping center and expect anything to get done. Yeah, it's a bad.
Chicken sandwiches. I haven't had fast food probably coming up on 10 years. I don't even know what it tastes like. The
15.
one the one time when I was on a road trip to go trout fishing, I forgot to grab something before I went out the door, and everything was in the cooler in the back. And I didn't want to stop and start pulling shit out, and I had my son with me. And I'm like, I'm gonna go through the drive-through and get like chicken nuggets. Uh, I got sick. I can't take it. Like that after it's literally poison. I know this is like a same thing I'm always saying, but like, don't eat it for a while and then try to eat it and tell me you still think it's all right to eat because it will make you sick. You just become adjusted to it.
Yeah, your body builds up an immunity to where it's tolerable. Plus the addiction it gives you from the chemicals it releases in you, and your brain makes you want that. All those McDonald's French fries and the nuggets and the chicken that has all this stuff purposely to make it addicting, where your brain needs it. So when you drive by, you get that craving, and you got to
Oh,
stop and go into the drive-through.
what's the oil that they boil it in? Right? Did you know
Turpentine.
what the no canola oil, vegetable oil, trans fats? Right? Like it's shit like that. Well, canola oil was originally made for lubricant for engines. It was never intended in the beginning to be made for cooking.
Yeah.
After they found out that they could cook with it and people didn't die right away, it became a very cheap source of grease. So, yeah. And because, you can take that and you can refine it and put it in a diesel car and make the car run.
I think it's going
So,
back
like,
to like pre World War II. They were using that for engines and automobiles or just machinery, factory machinery. I
you
remember.
can take I used to know the process off by heart because I had been looking for an older diesel vehicle to try this on. But you can take a diesel vehicle and with minimal changes to the engine, you can make it run on used uh, food oils. And the thing is what people would do is that these places used to have to pay to get rid of it. The oil, they dump it in the big fucking bins outside. And so people would be like, I'll take it for free. And so, it became a thing for a little bit where people would go up and be like, instead of paying to get rid of it, give it to me. And then they would get free fuel out of it. And that actually worked, except for that your vehicle would smell like French fries when you were driving. That was the downside. But I mean, that's a legit thing that can happen. And I don't see. This is what I'm talking about. Remember when we talked about bullet points and how it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go during a conversation on the show.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I mean. If we could, nobody, me or you, could not have decided that I was going to slowly drift us into now talking about how you can also take plastics and make it into a fuel for a vehicle, like. You know what I mean? Because that's how it goes. Like you just don't know where it's going to go. It's
The,
just the
the,
way nature of the beast.
the
But
beauty
you
of all
can
that.
also take plastic because plastic is made of petrol, right? So like you can take garbage bags, soda bottles, anything that's a regular plastic container, and you can put it into this. Why can't I remember the name? But it's like a big metal jug that you can actually seal. The idea is that you don't put oxygen in it, right? You have to have a sealed lid, and then you put fire on the bottom that heats it up, and it separates. It'll separate the shit that you can use as fuel will come out. Some of it is actual gas that you can refine back into gas. The gases that come off of it, it's actually pretty fascinating when you think about it because I mean, you have to know what you're doing. I think the biggest expense would be like the big stainless steel because it would have to be stainless for it to last container that you could vacuum closed. Like you have to be to close it, no air, or else it could catch fire. Um, but like once you get past that point, you could actually make fuel. You could make fuel alternatives pretty easily. So like just think about all the garbage laying around on the road. Like what it wouldn't have to be there. You could pick it up. It'd be like the guy with the cooking oil, right? Like you just be Give me all your plastic bags. I got to go for a ride.
Well, you remember they hinted at this stuff years ago. I forget what movie it was. I think might have been one of the Back to the Future movies where Doc Brown converts the DeLorean to take like old food, banana peels, just garbage to run the car. And I think that was kind of like a nod at what they already probably knew back then, is using these alternate fuel sources that we look at as junk and garbage and waste. And yeah, so not shocked at all.
Take a turn because you have a request. Tell Patrick about the shitty New York streets.
Shitty, the shitty New York streets. Are we talking about current day shitty New York streets, or like some
I
story?
seen the video he's talking about, dude. It's like I guess all the ice melted on the
Yeah,
streets, and it's just like literal, like it's like you could barely walk. Like there's just shit everywhere.
yeah, I saw those videos. So thanks to the new mayor elect that we have, who's now been in office, I don't know, a month. I got a $2,200 property increase because Kathy Hochul and him, they want to give illegal migrants billions of dollars, and they want free health care and free everything for everybody who doesn't contribute to the economy. So I and people like me have to, pay for that offset. And I heard that he pulled like 1 point something billion dollars from the Department of Sanitation, which I didn't verify that. But yes, I've had several friends of mine send me videos in certain areas of New York where the garbage piled on top of the snow that has not been removed, has not been plowed, no sidewalks cleared. There's still cars that from that snowstorm going back 3 weeks, a month ago, have still not moved. They're still buried in because the snow's taken forever. Um, you know, it's actually worse than Minnesota because New York City is a lot smaller with a greater population. So just think of it like that.
But you
Um,
have less Somalians there, so there's one upside. Less Somalians, but more what though? What
more
what what do you?
every and anything else.
Yeah,
Uh,
is it Puerto Ricans? Is there a lot of Puerto Ricans?
yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I know a shit ton of Puerto Ricans. My best friend is Puerto Rican. I don't know any legal Puerto Ricans. Every Puerto Rican I know is, been living here as a citizen.
Can you be an illegal Puerto Rican? Because technically they're a territory. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that they have free travel.
yeah. So, but prior to that, because I think that happened in like the late '90s, early 2000s. I forget what year that is, but any and everything you can think of, uh, Venezuelan, Mexican, Ecuadorian, Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Italian, Irish, German, French, Scottish. I mean, some of those are going to be, a lot more than others. Everything Jamaican, Haitian, West Indian, just anything you could think of, Russian. Um, I take a
Uh,
subway 2 stops and you can see the
shout
whole
shout
entire.
out to Top Lobster right there.
You should be
Top.
legal if you're a Rican.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I've told you in the past. I'll say it a million fucking times. There's absolutely no way I would ever go to New York for any reason at all. Um, I just to each is to own, right? Like I know, especially if you're from there, because I'm the city that I'm from, not going back there. Like the only time I go back there is if I have to for something to do with work. Like I have to either go through there or I have to go to an office or something. Like, but I'm not going there. I'm not living there, and I'm avoiding it at all costs. It's just like, for what? For what? What am I going there for? For what? What's the upside? What am I going to go do? Hope to avoid an altercation of some kind because that's pretty much what you're doing while you're out on the street. Sure, hope tonight's not the night. Like that's pretty much every time you're there.
You know what it is? I met two people just yesterday who were from Central Asia. They're not citizens. They're here on a student visa or whatever it is, and just talking. And they said, "Oh, we live in Brooklyn. We're living in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. We don't really like it. We like Manhattan." And I looked, and I'm like, "Well, why?" I already knew the answer, and I said, "Well, why do you like Manhattan? Like, what is it about it?" And there
It's
was a
whiter.
little bit of a language barrier, and it came down to the excitement that the lights, the glitz, all the people, the traffic. Meanwhile, I'm over that because I've been living around that my whole entire life. So to me, I want the opposite. I want to see nobody.
Did you say Central Asia? Is
They
that
were
what they
from,
told you?
yeah, Kazakhstan. Forget what the hell.
China.
No, not China. Hold on. I could tell you exactly. I could tell you exactly.
Kazakhstan's Russia.
Yeah, so it's not that, but hold on. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. I know exactly what it is. And
Like
I want to
not
touch on,
technically Russia, but it was part of Russia at one point.
I want to further address what's been happening with
What's
the.
up, Matt?
Hold on. Where the hell is it?
Um,
Oh, I
hold
guess
on.
I didn't. I thought I had made a note. Somewhere, yeah, these people. Oh wait, no, here it is. From what the fuck country is it?
Like who cares? They're from China. They're just from China. That's all that matters.
No, it
They're
was
Asian
someplace.
and they're from China. That's good enough. We're close enough. Just like everybody from South America is a Mexican.
Well, I'm curious if anybody out there's ever heard of it because I was like, oh, I've never met anybody from there. It is called well Kazakhstan, and they addressed it as Central Asia, which kind of threw me off too because I thought that was
Just right next to Asia, and like they share a border. But when the USSR broke up, there's a lot of territories that were part of the USSR that border, like Ukraine was part of Russia. And so there's a lot of those territories that broke up and started their own places, and they were called something territory while they were part of Russia. So Kazakhstan was part of Russia, but if I'm remembering the map correctly, it borders with China. So when you go to those places, they all look like they're Asian in some way. A lot of them are a little bit darker skinned than like the yellow skin, but they all have the Asian eyes. So, to me, it's all the same, like an Eskimo in a way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to and to kind of further elaborate and give a better answer to the question for before about the shit going on in the streets. So I know very well how the department is run. When snow season comes and there's snow, the Department of Sanitation transitions from garbage collection to snow management, and they become an emergency services department in a storm. All garbage collection ceases until the snow is under control. The way it used to work is to burn the budget, they would let people go out, do the garbage collection, get 10, 12 tons of garbage, and be done however long it took them. If you could get that done in 4 hours, you had the rest of the day as downtime. Now, the way it is, you have to stay out for those 8 hours. They're not giving any leeway. So, for guys to go out there and break their back after cleaning snow for 2, 3 weeks, then go pick up garbage to try to clean, and have all these mandates that they have to stay out, they can't finish early, the trucks, the heat doesn't work, all the bullshit that goes with it, they do. It's called the slowdown. So once they go from cleaning up the snow, which is not even done correctly in a lot of these places because of maybe who the commissioner is and who's delegating it, then when they go on garbage collection again, and they've already been working 15, 20 days, 13-hour shifts with no days off, they're not in a rush to clean up all the garbage because they got to stay out there for 13 hours. So instead of burning themselves out, they make that 12 hours count where like, all right, one bag, 2 bags, they take their sweet time because it's a very there's no gratitude in finishing quickly, so now it backs up and
Drew, hold on, Drew. Mad Hatter, you're not allowed to leave. I don't want to see this view count drop. You better stay right here and listen to what while you're doing whatever you're doing. Okay, good.
yeah, no, so that's basically it. It's like a game. It's a cat and mouse game between management and the workers to say, okay, we haven't picked up garbage in 2 weeks because of the snow. We've been managing snow. We've been here 12, 13 hours a day. We haven't seen our families. We haven't had a day off. Now you want us to come in and pick up 15 plus tons of garbage for 10 to 12 hours a day for another 2, 3 weeks with no days off. And it doesn't matter if we get 4 or 5 tons of garbage and we kind of like slow down and, not kill ourselves. So it's taking a while to catch up on all the backlog of garbage that's piled up because there's no incentive for the worker who can't finish early and say, well, if I get this all done, I can go home early or I could go sleep and, take an extra hour nap. They have to be out in the street. They have to be seen. So therefore it's okay, one bag at a time, slow and easy, not killing myself. Whereas if they had an incentive to finish and get inside a warm, garage or wherever they're coming out of, they would hustle up and they'd get that 12 tons of garbage in 3 hours. So it's a game of like, all right, well, now we're just going to take our sweet time and it's going to take another couple of weeks to catch up. Plus, then pulling all the funds that they just pulled from the city. So that's why these streets are extra fucking filthy. And all the people in charge and all the departments, all the higher ups and the commissioner, deputy commissioners in all the departments have very little experience on how to do this stuff, and they're making it worse.
We had something similar happen. I'll keep this story short. Uh, damn. Um, what? So when we go to do the repairs on people's houses because something happened, right? Like it gets ripped off because the pole moves or whatever, right? You can only do that in certain weather. Like you can't do it in a torrential downpour. You can't do that like not safely. So if it's not safe, you can't do it, right? And that's sort of up to the person going out there. If it's a blizzard, you can't do it because it's not safe because something could happen. If it's icy, you can't do it. Something could happen, right? There's a whole bunch of different scenarios. Even too hot sometimes, believe it or not, like the heat index. Um, and they would ask because they usually have a list. Like you'd be surprised how many emergencies and all kinds of shit there is that needs to be attended to daily. But they usually have a list, and they would be like, "Can you get 4 done today?" Okay, 4 typically doesn't take too long. But if it's this is I proposed this years ago, and we did it, and then they reversed it a while back. But if if we could do 8 by going really fast, right? Uh, we could do 8 of them by going really fast because the following day it's supposed to rain, and we're probably not going to get a break in the rain. It would make more sense for you to let the guys bust out those ones and then, hang out, go home, or just be on standby or whatever way you want to put it, in case something happens for the following day. And that makes sense, except for to the people in the offices that don't work in the field. That's what, no, we want them in advance. And it's like, okay, so when it starts raining, you're going to pay us to sit here and nothing's getting done. Or you could incentivize it by saying on these really nice days, it's going to rain this week, squeeze those few in. It's going to rain on Wednesday, you know, squeeze those ones in before Wednesday so you don't have to like force yourself to be out in the rain and, possibly get hurt or whatever. It's the people in the office. It's the eggheads. It's the assholes. It's the weirdos that don't have never even touched a tool in their life that'll make these kinds of calls. And in New York, it just happens to be socialists that are in charge. They don't really understand how it actually works. To them, on paper, it sounds like it's a good idea. Everyone got to be out there for 8 hours. It's like, yeah, but you see, you don't understand how the work's done. So I'm just saying, like, I get it. I know it always goes back to that. It always goes back to somebody that doesn't do the job, trying to make the decisions for people that are doing the job. And then when you have an opportunity to capitalize, do more, it benefits everybody. They don't get it. They don't understand. Well, if you can do 8 today, then you could do your other 4 tomorrow while it's raining. No, weirdo. We're not working in the rain. That's the problem, right?
That's why the people who get these positions it should be mandatory that they need experience. Like if you want to be a foreman or you want to be some type of high level boss in an electrician union, you have to have had real experience on the ground work as an electrician. You can't be somebody's uncle, cousin, nephew, and now you're the commissioner of the union and you've never done the work. That shouldn't be a thing. But
Well, listen, real quick. Since we're touching on this, I'm going to tell the work story of the craziest thing that I've ever seen that happened 2 days ago. I've been doing this for 20 years. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. So they have meter techs that go out into the field and they change out old meters and put in new ones. These people are not electricians. They barely know electric. They really shouldn't have this job. But again, we're dealing with office people that know that they can pay somebody that's not a tradesman a lower rate to go out and pull these meters and put new ones in. And in a perfect world, nothing happens, right? So like, yeah, they just pulled it up and put one in, except for a lot of these things are damaged. And so like these guys don't know what to do when they're damaged. If there's emergency calls, that's part of the calls that we would get. I pulled this meter and the cuts are stuck to the back of it, and they're holding the fucking meter with the live phases on the back of the meter. Like, I don't know what to do, and you got to like try to get there because they don't know what they're doing, right? Well, we get an emergent. It's technically an emergency call, but it wasn't something we had to get to right away, and it was at a car dealership, and I go there, and on the paperwork, this is the problem. The We have tablets, and on the tablet it says something's wrong. There's a lever on the inside, especially on these really big services. What it does is it bypasses the meter. So when you throw the lever, the power will continue to energize the building, so you can pull the meter, change it, and then they don't have power disruption, right? Well, they something something happened to the wiring on the inside, and this thing was being backfed. So it wasn't actually working. There was power coming from another meter that was working its way back through to feed where this was. If you're not an electrician, you might not get this, so I'll just try to simplify it real quick. You got power where there's not supposed to be power, right? Like that's basically what it is. You get power from another area where there's not supposed to be power. Now what happened was is this meter was turned off, and no one had paperwork that it was supposed to be turned off. There's little boots that go on to the back of the meter, and then it gets plugged in, and I'm sure if anyone's not paid their bill, you know what that is. Like there's four things on the back of a meter, little tabs go on the back. They plug it back in. That prevents it from jumping through the meter. Yes, Cubertimo, there's a back feed. I was getting to that. At least you know. So what happens is you go to throw this bypass so that it will transfer, it'll bypass the meter, and it goes like dude, it's the scariest noise you'll ever hear, because as an electrician, I go backfeed. You know what I mean? Like you're just, that's it. Like, that's bad, right? And so this is a 600 amp service on a car dealership. And I go to look at it, and I can see, Q's power's off right now. Pay the bill, motherfucker. I can see there's arcs on it. I'm trying to keep this short and concise just so everyone can follow along, but you can see there's arcs on it. I know there's a problem here. So I'm like, I know what this is just from looking at it, but I have to know for sure. So I flip it and tap it, and I hear the turn it back off. I call my foreman, and I'm like, there's a back feed. Now, we're talking about office people. He's like, there can't be a back feed. I'm like, well, there is. Like, I know there shouldn't be, but there is. No, it can't be. It can't be. And I'm like, listen to me, dude. Like, I don't know how else to make this clear. I know what I'm doing. There's a fucking back feed in this fucking meter socket. And when you flip that, you can hear it. And like when that's happening, there's crazy voltages going all over the place. Like it should technically blow up a lot of stuff. Anyway, he comes out because he doesn't believe me. And I'm telling him, don't throw that lever. Don't throw that lever. And he's like, well, we could, even if it is backfeeding, we could just throw the lever and then change the meter. And I'm like, that's not how you do this. Like, I don't know. You're supposed to be the boss. Like, this meter's not that important. This is an open business with people inside, and it's a 600 amp service. That backfeed could blow up everything inside, not to mention who knows what else happens. It could also kill you. Like, that's the main thing. So I said to him about 4 or 5 times, don't throw that lever. Do not throw that lever. I said, and then I could see the look on his face, and I said, but if you choose to, let me film it. And he thought that was funny. And I was talking about, let's open the trough and see if we can see anything going on in there before you throw it. And he's like, all right, well, can you grab me a screwdriver? So, this guy doesn't even have tools. I go to walk back over to my truck, and I hear, meh. He didn't want me to film him doing it. He throws the lever. It's a 600 amp service, backfeeding everything in this building. Crazy voltages going all over the place. Got a screwdriver in my hand, and I'm walking back towards it. And then the backfeed stops. So his retarded ass decided that it was okay to do this. And now as I'm walking back, there's people running out of the building saying there's a fire. Oh my God, there's a fire. It's like the secretary or whatever. Oh my God, there's a fire. And I'm like, and now I can see him, and I'm looking at her, and he's got this look on his face like he knows he messed up, but he doesn't want to really admit that he messed up. And he's like, I did it. I did it. Like, yeah, you did it. You definitely did it. Uh, and
She
I'm
was
like, you don't see that lady over there screaming about a fire in the building? He's like, no, where? For real? And I'm like, right there. So like he goes running over, and I'm just looking, and at this point, I have to be honest, guys. Like I've never seen anything like this before. I've never encountered somebody in this field that would consider doing this, and I've never seen it happen. And to be honest, everybody there is perfectly lucky to be alive, because like that could have went so bad, like so bad. Uh, but I still don't know if because technically all the electronics in the building should be blown out. I don't know if that actually happened. Um, but the look on this dude's face that he's telling them as I walk over to the fucking office door, everything's fine now. Everything's fine now. And they're looking at him going, there was sparks flying out of the breaker panel
in the office. Yeah.
in the office that they were in. Yeah, there was a breaker panel in the office they were in, and they're running, and because they're seeing these crazy voltages flying out. This is what happens when people put their hands on something that they shouldn't, right? Like this is like the office guy that thinks that they know something they should know, but they don't. And I don't know if I'm painting the picture best enough, but this could have been absolutely catastrophic. Like pure luck that nothing any worse than that happened. And honestly, it's still to be determined about what happened inside of that building, because nothing got looked at. When sparks fly, that doesn't mean when they stop that everything's okay. So like, who knows? Like the bus bars could be melted, breakers could be melted, wires could have got so hot that there's not even a solid connection anymore. There's so many things that could have happened. There could also be equipment that's just completely fried in there now at this point. But it just plays back to the whole thing, dude. People, I don't. It's like you could tell the person from New York that this was going to happen, and they're going to do it anyway. They're going to, they're just because some people you just can't say anything to. Well, if you make them stay out there in the freezing cold for 8 hours when they can get it done in 5 or 6, nothing gets done faster. Nothing will get done faster.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, they're going to take it like a slight and actually go slower. You know what I mean?
That's a universal human thing. And I want to shout out Cubertimo. He's really got to pay attention to decipher when I speak, and I'm gonna work on dumbing things down a little bit to not get so Einstein in my head. I think about things, I get like 5 ideas and I try to spit them all out at once. So I'm gonna
What did
work.
he say?
No, he just wrote, I really got to pay attention to decipher when Drew speaks. I guess I was trying to get all poetic when I was explaining how the union is and all that kind of stuff.
You just keep giving them shit, because that's a sign right there that you're bothering them. So hammer them now. Go after them. Get
Not
them.
at all. Not at all.
No, 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 no. You're not bothering me. No, no, you're not bothering. I'm cool. I'm cool. Don't read the chat. How about like this? That's usually number one rule. Don't read the chat. Like, because you never know what they're going to say. Don't read the chat.
I wanted to
So
put it up on the screen. I don't have that power that you do to pop it on the bottom of the screen. I was going to give you a shout out. I love it. Give me all the attention.
And I want to bring this up. Hold on. Hold on. It's not your words. Hold on. It's not your words. You're smart, Drew. It's your thick Yankee accent. Yeah, he's from down south. So, but either way, Hugh, don't let it go. Get him. Get him. Get him.
Bring it on.
Hang on one second. There is going to be a guest next week, which I'm actually pretty happy about. Hang on. See if I can bring this up. Okay. The Pews, the news of Pews. Yeah. This dude's actually cool as hell. Andrew, that dude right there. He's been doing this a long time. He's like a Second Amendment advocate, propagandist. He's a super cool dude. but I convinced him to come on to the show. If you guys have ever heard of ARFCOM, he was affiliated with ARFCOM all the way up until recently and then started making more content on this channel. He's actually a really funny guy. Hang on, let me see. Where's this at? This is the most recent.
Well, hello, and thanks for watching another episode of News of the Pews, where you can count on unapologetic 2A advocacy. Gun rights are human rights. Now, before we get started, I just want to remind you that no one has ever faced any professional consequences for the murder of Brian Malinowski, Sam and Vicky Weaver, or the 25 innocent children incinerated by the government at Waco. And while I celebrate the release of Matt Hoover, the government is still holding numerous political prisoners such as Chris Irvin, Patrick Adamiak, and Dexter Taylor. Never forget the stakes. The good Virginia, that's the West one, just passed Senate Bill 30 with a vote of 33-1.
I think you kind of get it, but super cool dude. And it's going to be fun to bust it up with him. We're going to do a little bit of Second Amendment stuff and talk about some other stuff. But it'll be fun just to bust it up with him. Can't really believe he said yeah to coming on. It was just like a shot in the dark. So one other thing is Q doesn't understand anything beyond Ebonics. So there's that too, you know. Yeah, so it should be fun next week with the guest for Andrew, and he's going to bring his producer. I think that's the label they use, producer. Both of them are going to come on. They both actually worked for ARFCOM, which is a really big. There's a message board and there's stuff that you can buy, and it's all kind of gun related stuff. And you can learn if you don't, whatever you don't know, you can kind of learn from those types of places. You can just go in and ask a question. You put it on a message board, people will answer you. And if you're something that you're not sure about, whenever you're like building a gun or a problem with a gun, somebody might be able to point to a good resolution. But it's going to be fun. I'm actually looking forward to it. I couldn't believe he said yeah. He was just like, sure, why not? Like, can I bring my producer?
Very casually and without any kind of resistance. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. This is all hinging on that, like, the nuclear apocalypse of 2026 doesn't start. Because they'd be kind of weird to try to get into fun gun stuff and know that, like, there's mushroom clouds happening not too far away. I just want to. It's just strange to me to think that we're here. You know what I mean? Like, we're here. Like, they're talking about dropping nukes, and it's not really a thing. To anybody. That's the crazy part. Nobody's really talking about it. Couple of things. I'm looking through a couple of my bookmarks. I wanted to see if I could find this thing before we get out of here. It's going to be hard to get soon. Just in case anybody didn't know, there should be roughly 3 to 4 weeks before ammo will start to become difficult to get. There was a munitions facility that blew up in Tennessee last year, and because of Trump's tariffs on China, there's other critical components that are not coming in. So anything that they're making is going towards the military, and the shelves, whatever's in these warehouses is what's left for now. So, if you need ammo, sort of now's the time. I would highly recommend that you go and get what you need soon. Worst case is maybe the price just goes up, but it's still there, but at least buy it now. Nukes are fake and gay. Well, they do have gigantic bombs that definitely go off, and you can call them. I tend to agree with the whole theory about what you're talking about. Point is they go boom no matter what. And whether it's a firebomb or whether it's something else, it blows shit up and leaves giant craters and kills a whole lot of people. And that's primarily, you know, what the problem is essentially going to be. Um, Even the Jewish space lasers thing, that's still, they have lasers in the fucking, like that's a thing. Did you know that, Drew, that they have space lasers for real?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen any kind of substantial proof of it. But I don't
No.
doubt it. That's not even new technology, really.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and look, whenever they went into Venezuela, they shut down everything and walked in. Like, and everybody knew that that potential was there for them to come. So they also have that tech. And a lot of people don't know that they hit 10 other sites while they were there. Like, a lot of them got blown up. Nobody really knows what happened there, but like they essentially know how to shut off capital cities' power, circumvent their security forces, and get around their ability to stop them. And they also hit a bunch of things while they were there. So, I mean, there's stuff that when we start talking about nukes, I tend to agree. They're probably not what people say they are. Point is it's going to go bang when it goes bang, however it goes bang. And that's sort of the important part.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's Q saying? The only reason ammo shortages come about is because ammo sales are down and trying to scare us populace to the ammo drying up in a rush. Well, yes.
That's case situation.
That's
I would love for that to be it.
That's yes. I mean, so that's part of it. But the munitions factory did blow up. Their capabilities are severely limited. All that is true. Look it up if you don't believe me. And when that happens, this is what happens. People begin to learn that they have warehouses full of it. They usually ship it from the warehouses to distributors. And in order for the warehouses to be full, they have to make it first. And when they can't make it first, the warehouses deplete. The stuff that they send to the shelves become less and less and less. So yes, ammo shortages are because people get scared and run and buy it, primarily because when you start talking about not being able to feed the thing that you're going to depend your life on, people get a little worried about not having enough. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yes, but also there's a reason I'm saying this. This munition facility did blow up. It did not come back online yet. And the ability to make gunpowder is severely limited. And it's not going to, Dick's or your local sporting store over the United States military. So they're going to be taking as much as they can for themselves. If there's anything left, maybe it hits the shelves. But at that point, yes, people are going to run and buy it and the prices are going to go up. And it may be a plan for that to actually happen because, money's always what the problem is when it comes to these kinds of scenarios. Let's scare them into doing something that makes us money. Regardless, if you have guns and you don't have ammo, typically not a good mixture. I'm just putting it out there. You can choose to believe it or not believe it. I'm just saying it. If it's true, you will see signs of it sometime in the next 3 to 4 weeks. You can make boom with many things, including hairspray. Okay. You gonna hairspray the guy that comes to your house with a gun? His style his hair? You're gonna style his hair and set him on fire, style his hair up.
Hope he gets.
I get what you're saying. Whenever you have to, you can actually do some really cool things. There are books that I have that can teach you how to make gunpowder with chicken shit, just for whatever it's worth. It takes time. There's a process. The nitrate that's involved has to break down. But I mean, there are ways to do it yourself as well. So being inventive, being smart, being adaptive, that's always a good thing. But I think most people would rather have bullets than hairspray, right? Hairspray should be a last resort, I would think, right? There wasn't it on a movie? Didn't some serial killer, they throw hairspray at him or something and set him on fire or something? I don't know. Drew, what do you think? Ammo shortage, go get ammo or get hairspray?
If it was a toss up between the two, I think I would lean towards ammo, assuming it was available.
Yeah, yeah,
Hairspray is a secondary.
yeah. Tannerite is a good alternative, but you need bullets for that too. So there's that. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're coming up on an hour, and we really didn't have a lot to talk about, and there was a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure this wasn't the most exciting show that we've done yet, but um, I just figured let's keep the consistency going. It's Ash Wednesday, by the way, too. So if anybody went and got their ashes, I also wanted to squeeze in God bless the Parecas. They had a baby girl, um, which is it's a good name too. Hold on, she sent me a message. Marie Gemma Pareca, I believe. Gemma. Um, I'm guessing that's a Sons of Anarchy. Gemma from the Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Um, but um, my wife has a niece. Her name is also Gemma because, yeah, Maria Gemma Pareca. Um, yeah, it's not. I had to. It should still be locked, but I had to try to message a couple people, and I had to unlock it. Um, I appreciate any of like the reposts and stuff. The account's already grown since I've done it. There's a reason for that, and it's actually not a bad thing. But I can't really talk about it right now. Um, let's just hope that everything goes the way it should go, and then I can share the information. You guys will probably thoroughly enjoy the story once I'm able to tell it. There's some really interesting things for me coming down the pipe, and also I know it's going to be vague, but also very inspirational in a way for some other people to see that sometimes you can come out of some bullshit and still be all right. So, without me saying too much, um, there's some stuff in the works, and at times it's better to have it locked just because you know how crazy people are. Wait, what's this? We are not giving recipes for. Oh, okay. I thought this was going a different way. Black 3/4 inch pipe inside of a 1 inch screw. Are you talking about a 12 gauge? Yeah. When I start reading the black iron pipe, you know what I was thinking right away, right? I'm thinking, I'm thinking you're talking about making some kind of pipe bomb or something. Okay, wait. Not burn with hairspray. No. Oh, tater guns? Okay, they're fun. Yeah. Um, that would be entertaining. Please get that on video, though. If you see a guy come through the door, is anybody live, JC? Because I will. Who's this? Godfather Part 2. Who's that? Oh, me figure out how to do it? I don't know how to do shit. Uh, I should actually try, though.
I got no
Who'd you try?
control on my end. Hold on a minute.
Who, uh, who is that person that you're trying to raid? Oh,
My favorite, yeah. It's my top five.
oh,
Top five.
Godfather, right? Godfather. Tell me something from the Godfather, Drew.
Just when I get out, they pull me back in. Gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Terrible with this. Hang on. Copy comment. I did. I copied the comment. Um, I know this kind of sucks for everybody, but it's a bit of a
I'm seeing a little
learning process.
magnifying glass next to each comment, but when I click it, nothing's happening. I have no control on my end,
You're controlless.
basically.
Killing time. Is he live right now? He is. Let me try something. I'll be able to pull this off. Yeah, I copied that link that he sent me. It's not showing up to be like a raid. I wonder if there's something in my settings that I have to turn on or something.
I'm trying to highlight the link from the comments, and it's not even letting me do that.
I think I seen sometime that I've seen he was live, and I put that link that JC used in the comment. Oh. Talk a little bit. Say some stuff. Tell him about New York or something.
I can't stand this place. I hate this place. I stayed for family. I stayed for job opportunity. I stayed for reasons that made sense, with none of which that worked out. And I can't wait to get the hell out of this shithole. And I've spent time in every borough thoroughly, in almost every neighborhood you can think of, and it's only getting worse. I'm actually looking at my phone right now, and I'm seeing, when everything fails, it's because the leadership failed. New Yorkers deserve better, and there's a million links here. Like, we can shit on New York all day long. I'll be the first one in line, slinging shit pie. I'm a New Yorker by blood. I mean, by birth and by culture, but not by association, I should say, not by culture, because I can't fucking stand it here. I feel way more at home anywhere else. Georgia, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Nevada, Montana, Idaho. The list goes on and on. We got to, we should do a show. We should do a show on, because I spent like 5 hours yesterday rewiring all my gear, setting up a whole bunch of shit, patch bays. We got to do like an audio episode for people who are interested in that kind of stuff.
I seen the DM. Hold on, I'm sorry, Drew. I seen the DM. I actually tried to copy it, but I'm obviously retarded. But I think that actually I noticed I went into the Rumble settings, and it says something about raid that I thought I turned on, but it may not be on, and that may be the problem, because I think you need permissions on to raid or to be able to raid. I was looking at it when I was trying to figure it out one day. Did you say do a stream about wiring?
Not wiring, but just audio. People who may be interested in recording studios, mixing, mastering studios. I had a buddy I was FaceTiming last night, because I got my my mastering compressor back from the service department. Got new vacuum tubes and new cryogen tubes. I hooked up a sidechain EQ, bunch of nerd shit. So I spent all night doing that, and I finally got everything set and rearranged the patch bay. And I know that's kind of like a cool topic that some people may be interested in. For those
we can try. I don't really care, especially on a night like tonight where I don't have anything like prepared at all. I wouldn't care if we tried it or not.
Yeah,
I don't really know anything about it, but Asbutt would probably enjoy it.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, he was intrigued by it, like, seeing the background. So he'd be somebody who probably knows. I saw his setup kind of look more like production based, because he's a musician. He plays the keys and all that. So that's
a cool dude. He was actually doing karaoke before COVID, and then when COVID shut down, like, he was like a DJ karaoke dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would do it whatever day he does his show on that. So instead of not being able to go, he started doing Rumble live streams. So, like, he's a pretty good pianist, which is a funny name, pianist.
Pianist.
But he's a pretty good, yeah. And I think his energy that he wanted to try to go ahead and do that went towards that. So I'm sure some people would be interested. I want to try something real quick since we're just talking. Tell me if you can hear this. You hear that?
Yeah.
You want to know I can't hear that? It's really weird. Like I can hear a little bit of it now.
It almost sounds like your microphone in your room is picking up audio from the laptop, almost. It doesn't sound like it's patched into the feed.
Could be something like that. Hold on, let me try something else.
I hear it. That's some weird. Where are you pulling this music, this audio from?
It's just stuff from EV Mux. Definitely something happening with the audio. Like it's not.
At least living up to the name, The Shit Show.
Yeah. Welcome. We're just gonna sit. We're just gonna figure some stuff out.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
That sounds demonic. We're not going to be doing that. I don't even know what that was. It says countdown 10 to 0, but I don't know what the fuck.
I could easily make something like that too if we wanted for the show as an intro. But
it would be a good idea.
We just you got to tell me, like, we got to sit down and discuss what it would say, the kind of energy, male voice, female voice.
I have no idea what that means. Yeah, well, just to recap, war with Iran. I don't know what I'm doing. New York is shitty. Ammo's going to be short. And this is the shit show. So, Drew, you want to add anything before we get out of here? Constitution.
I found this in a pile of stuff that one of my 9/11 what you would have called back in the day conspiracy friends gave me. Yeah, it's like my pocket Bible that I keep handy just as a reminder. And yeah, that's it.
This one was really a shitty shit show. So thank you guys for tuning in. I don't blame anybody for not staying long. I didn't have any time to prepare anything, and we were just bullshitting. But next week, Andrew from News of Pews is a really cool guy. You guys are going to enjoy that show. I can't wait to talk to him. So you guys have a good night. That was the shit.